Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, and Tesla. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the right-hand bottom corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, are you looking for a new broker? Cobra Trading. I've been using Chad and Cobra for about 8 years now. Hands down, the best in the business. You go online, use promo code StockBookie, or if you give them a call, tell them StockBookie sent you. Again, if you're an active trader, you got to give these guys a shot. Cobra Trading, guys. All right, so NVIDIA daily chart, 37 million, 5.33% down, or $8.78 red. We did have earnings on Thursday. Friday we did gap down. No great shakes, guys. We filled the gap, trying to hold the 50 MA, and we're at the 50% retrace with this trend line as well. So let's go into next week. Let's see if this thing sets up sideways for some lower prices. We get some follow through, or for all I know, buy the dip effect comes in and this thing goes right back up, recaptures the 20 and the 50, and continues on its merry way. So right now we really don't have a pattern or a setup other than a little bit of a downside action coming from earnings. Let's see what next week brings with the markets. It's going to be an overall market trade, guys. The markets stay buoyant, light volume, stocks will move up and down. If the markets start screaming up on some good volume, then I believe everything else will go up. If the markets start to slide on heavy volume, all these stocks will be heading lower. I still have a call out for the 200 MA on most of these stocks on the daily. That's the target if we head up, head down. Still have a good pivot here at 138.64. But again, guys, no pattern. We bounce up. Maybe we bounce down, possibly, or fall down, possibly. Let's go to the weekly chart, though. Since it was a Friday close, let's take a look at that one, see what's going on here. There's the big trend line that I drew in there from these lows to that to that. So we're still holding strong here, guys. Inside bar, bullish pattern on the weekly. The one thing that I'm seeing, though, on this chart is we have a topping tail here. So I'm going to pull this out. We know we're into the 50% retrace from the Fibonacci level from this high to that high. That's pretty much the 50% retrace. I'm going to pull this one down a little bit more, but check this out. So we have a little topping tail and we never closed above it, okay? We've retested it, got through it, but never closed above, and now we're coming back down. This is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago, guys, and we haven't taken this one out. So keep an eye on this. Higher prices, you need to close above here and get some follow through and get some confirmation on the weekly close. So let's keep an eye on that. Look at the volume on this one on the selling. So let's see if we continue to go down. 136 is another great level for support. That's what I'll be waiting for. Possible call position or a little short-term bounce for a long position here, and then possibly testing down and coming back to the 50 MA. We still are above the 20, the 50, and the 200. Great stance here, guys. Getting a little bit stretched, though, on the weekly. I always talk about that. So I'm thinking first target will be around a 136.55. And if the markets start to sell off, this will go lower. Markets stay on light volume, like I continue saying, this will probably just chop around, and then possibly continue higher if the markets go up. I'm going to look at the monthly here real quick, guys, just to show you on this one. This is still the Eiffel Tower. 20 MA is still around 85 bucks. That's usually the target on these stretch plays, and if it comes back down to here, it could go further. This will continue to curl up. I'm thinking $100 if this one comes down, though. Again, another stretch chart, guys. This will come down eventually. Great bullish pattern here, though, guys, in the pop. And another thing, monthly chart topping tail as well. So keep an eye on NVIDIA, guys. Markets stay light volume, doing nothing. This can continue higher. They did have good earnings, I guess, and but the market starts selling, everything's coming lower, period. All right, let's go into the AMD. This one had earnings maybe a week and a half ago, right in here, went right into the 1555 area, and boom, right back down. We had the high channel, and we had the high pivot here, where we have shorted this one a couple months back. Right there. We shorted this one here 4 or 5 days, got out and said thank you very much. We have not traded this one since. I was waiting for actually higher prices, guys, to short it. Never got them. Came right back down. So I'll be with buy the dippers eventually if this gets down to 989, possibly. Again, like NVIDIA, the SPY, the IWM, the Qs sell off, this can head down lower. So it's going to be a market trade at this point, guys. If the markets stay buoyant, light volume, these can tend to flight because these are buy the dip kind of stocks. We did get out of this range, this channel. We did hit the 200 MA, and we filled this gap, and we held the gap, though, on the daily, guys. Now we're waiting for pattern. If this does not retrace back into this area here, Then we're going to look for lower range consolidation above the 200 MA, setting up for lower prices. Bulls, you have to get the rebound here and get back above these MAs and this little pivot right here around 1359. If you can do that, then you have major resistance up here again at 1416 and this downsloping trend line now coming off these high pivots around 1413 as well. You get above that, next area will be 1464 and then right back to this 1555 area, guys. So bulls, you need to get above the MAs, set up bullish, and then go up. Bears, you are in control right now, other than the 200 MA. If you can consolidate sideways with a little bit of a retrace and come right back in, you will be testing these pivots here at 1120, 1124, 1058, and then like I said, $10 area or 989. So this is the savings grace here, the 200 MA. I'm looking for a gap down over this and continue going down. That's what I'm looking for on this. Usually that's what happens. Let's check this out. So you have a gap fill here. You have the 50 MA support. Great support in here, guys. What did these guys do? They gapped it lower, and they even gapped it below this one here too as well. So that's a sign telling me that someone needs lower prices because they don't want to deal with the support here. So what they do during the intraday or in the morning action, gap it down. Forget about the support, guys. Just gap it down. Let it go to the next area, gap fill. Great support down here too, guys, and you have a gap fill down in here as well. So you filled two gaps yesterday, almost hit the 200. You got a slight bounce. I'm thinking, guys, gap down, keep this thing running. We'll look for pattern in the next week or so, and we'll see how this thing goes. For all I know, guys, we go straight back up or straight down. It's not really telling us. A little bit oversold, so maybe a little bit more of a bounce. But again, watch the SPY. That's going to be the key to these trades here, guys. Weekly chart, pretty ugly, guys. Even this inside bar, and we've talked about this before, we closed above here, never confirmed, got back up, closed again, never confirmed, got back up, this nice tail, boom, and right back down. Now, inside bar, bearish pattern, starting to play out a little bit more. Let's see if we can get down to the 1087. Great support there on the weekly, though. Weekly tend to pierce and go a little bit lower. I'm still looking for around the 995 area. Even this little pivot here at 942. If the markets start to dump, I don't know where this can really, we were calling for $8 or so maybe, but this pattern here, guys, great retrace, great bearish pattern. Even this little inside bar never can close above, got above, came back right in, and we closed below this red bar. So we got two inside bars we're playing with. This is a weak close. Let's see if we could get here, and let's see how this thing reacts. On the daily, though, we're waiting for a pattern to see if this thing sets up. But I still think, just like NVIDIA, guys, monthly chart, a little bit stretched. 956 is where the 20 MA is. If this thing comes screaming down, we still have great support at 10. But, we could crack that area this time, go to 9, and then wherever the 20 MA is and possibly get a bounce. I still like this area here around $8, this little pivot. We went up, got the retrace, chopped, and then broke through. That's going to be some great support as well. So let's give this one some time. Options X next week. Let's see what happens with AMD. But if you're bullish, though, guys, just be careful. Wait for a little bit lower prices before you start buying the dip. I'd wait for $10 and maybe 9. So let's see what happens with that. All right, guys, Tesla. So Tesla pops up on earnings. 1, 2, 3, 4 days up, right into the 750 in this big area here, right around 370, guys. That's the big area where this thing started breaking down, and you have overhead consolidation up in here. So big area of resistance. This is where you started stalling out, pulled back, still holding the 618 and this gap filled down in here. So you have to respect that. Let's see if we can continue sideways above this trend line, above the 50 and the 20. Bullish stance though, but still inside this bar, a little bit bearish. So it's a 50-50 shot, guys. At bulls, you need to break above the 371.05. Then I think you go back to 387 and the 400 and continue up. Again, it's going to be a market trade. Markets are weak. This one will start to give it up, guys. That's just the bottom line. So markets stay strong with light volume. This one could grind higher. So right now, not telling us too much. In the resistance, big breakdown area. Let's see if we can stall out here and continue sideways, setting up to go up. This 20 MA will start to curl in the price, then we'll start to curl into the trend line here coming from these lows as well. So if this goes sideways, it's going to run to the trend line, run into the 20 MA, and that could possibly push it higher. So let's see what it gives us this week with Options X. Whoever needs the higher prices, they might push it up. If they need lower prices, they might possibly push it down. Eventually, though, the markets will continue to move lower. 200 MA will be the target on all these stocks, the Facebooks, the Amazons, the NVDAs, the Teslas, the Netflixes, all those. Just look where the 200 MA is on the daily. That will be the target price if these markets move down. Higher, 400. It's got to be 400, 410, 420. Again, let's see what pattern develops here. We'll do some more videos this week. And if this thing falls down, then we're looking for lower prices. Gap fill here. Got good trend line. If we pull this one up, let's see if we pull this. Take a trend line there to here. That's going to be some good support there as well. So let's see what happens, guys. 750, 618 holding strong here above the MAs in a bullish stance. Let's see what we get. We did have earnings, so that's what's holding this thing up. Let's see what Options X brings us and the SPY and the IWM and all that this week. It'll be interesting, guys, going into this week and all the news going on, all the stuff going around America, the stuff in North Korea. Who knows? Just stay buoyant in these markets, guys, especially if you are long. You get some bad news, these markets could sell off at any time. And the one thing I'm looking at on Tesla, guys, weekly inside bar, this is a beautiful bearish pattern, right exactly where you want to go to. If this closes above the 371 area, then most likely higher prices, at least to 387. If it cannot get above this area and confirm, and look at this, right to it, guys, and right back down, still holding the 618. This is a great bearish pattern. If this starts to continue lower, we'll see what it does around the 20 MA, and then ultimately, though, guys, 300 right here, this area, 302, 303.75. I'm going to say 300 even number. That's the big area to watch for. If that starts to crack or set up again in another bearish pattern, we are going to be looking for lower prices. We have a huge gap fill at 278, and then we have the 50 MA right at 264.14. So, guys, Tesla, great company. Love the cars and everything. I'm just watching the patterns here, guys. If this bearish pattern plays out, we will be going down here and possibly retesting the 242 area. And again, just like the daily chart, 200 MA would be the target, and that's at 229.31. Markets start to really dump, guys, we're going right back here. So I'm not going to go there yet. SPY video. SPY's okay. We had a couple nice little pullbacks here. We're back below the 50 MA on the SPY. So keep an eye on these markets, guys. Don't remember, just buy the dip mentality. It's been working forever. They have people conditioned with that. Just watch out. You buy the dip, next thing you know, we're going 10% lower. Buy the dip, another 5%, when you could have just sat out and let it play out, and then possibly buy the dip one day. So big bearish inside bar on the weekly. Watch out for that, guys. All right, that's it for this video. It is Sunday. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. Thanks again for stopping by and spending time with me and my charts, guys. Hopefully I'm helping you guys out there and trade and possibly make some money. Again, guys, Cobra Trading. If you're looking for a new broker, check these guys out. And thanks again for stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.